Overnight, our team stopping by Apostolic House of Deliverance, where Carter was allegedly pastor for several years on South Bend's west side. You can see people leaving the church last night, none of the members speaking with our team. Hours later, we went back, but no one was there.
Welcome back to another episode on Global Impact. I'm your host, Jay Wells, and today I got a story for you guys out of Indiana. But before we get into that, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so that you're notified every time I drop a new video, all right? Let's go.
Tonight, disturbing allegations are coming to light surrounding a South Bend pastor arrested over the weekend and officially charged this week. We want to warn you, some of the details of this story you're about to hear are really tough. Our team is learning 36-year-old Geoffrey Carter, you see him there, is in the St. Joseph County Jail on multiple charges, including child exploitation and child seduction. And those are just some of the charges he's facing tonight. The allegations against him come from a 17-year-old victim who was staying with him since October. We don't know that person's relationship with Carter. And late today, we are learning one of his other jobs included working directly with children. From church house to jailhouse, tonight a pastor is facing multiple felonies in St. Joseph County surrounding a minor, the very age group he's been working with for years. He's facing 5 counts, including child exploitation, possession of child pornography, sexual battery, child seduction, and voyeurism using a camera. According to court paperwork, the 17-year-old unnamed victim filed a police report earlier this month against Carter. A few days later, the victim revealed to Mishawaka police investigators they were staying with Carter at his Mishawaka home. The victim claimed on Halloween morning they were awakened after feeling someone rubbing their leg and squeezing their buttocks. They turned over and saw Carter in the bedroom pulling his pants up and quickly hiding his phone. They also observed a camera flash. Court paperwork goes on to talk about how the victim knew the passcode to Carter's phone, that victim handing the phone to police as evidence. A search warrant was then executed on Carter's home, and more nude pictures and videos of the victim were discovered in Carter's phone as well, including some from the bathroom of the home. Another video consistent with the victim's allegations from Halloween morning also in the phone. Officials also finding a fake smoke detector and hidden camera in the home too. On November 18th, Carter ended up talking to police and says the victim was staying with him since October as his mother was having housing issues. He admitted to putting cameras in his bathroom and recording the naked victim. He also admitted to recording himself masturbating while standing over the victim. Overnight, our team stopping by Apostolic House of Deliverance, where Carter was allegedly pastor for several years on South Bend's west side. You can see people leaving the church last night, none of the members speaking with our team. Hours later, we went back, but no one was there. Meanwhile, our team learning more background on Carter's work history, including the fact he's still listed as the director of the Children's Choir of Michiana. However, after reaching out to the executive director to confirm his employment, she gave us this statement, reading in part, "We are incredibly disappointed and saddened by the criminal allegations made against Carter, who is the director of the Children's Choir of Michiana." It goes on to say, Mr. Carter will no longer be affiliated with our organization. We also learned he is currently listed as a recruitment coordinator at Notre Dame, but in a statement from officials there, they say earlier this week the university was made aware that a now former employee was arrested and charged in St. Joseph County. We are also learning he was employed at South Bend schools between 2019 and February of last year. He resigned, but still did some volunteer work with different choir groups within the corporation. Again, these are all allegations against Carter. He is presumed innocent until proven guilty. His bond is set at $15,000 cash. He's still in custody tonight. His next court date is set for December 2nd.
That was the news article. Now I'm going to show you guys this video that brought me to that.
Now this story comes out of Indiana, South Bend, Indiana. Pastor Geoffrey Carter is the senior spiritual leader at Apostolic House of Deliverance. You heard me right, Apostolic House of Deliverance. Pastor Geoffrey Carter is a father, a son, and was a role model to many in the community. Pastor Geoffrey Carter was born and raised in South Bend and has always exhibited a love for preaching, teaching, and for music. But little did he know in the years to come that he would be composing his own arrangements to some of the most famous spirituals, hymns, and musical theater compositions. He has received numerous awards for outstanding leadership and performance in music. Pastor Carter is a gifted man with many talents. He also was the recruitment coordinator at the University of Notre Dame. Everything in Pastor Geoffrey Carter's life appeared to be going great. Well, that was until this happened. A mother in the church who was having housing issues allowed her son, who's 17, to stay with Pastor Carter. Now, allegedly, according to the victim, on the morning of Halloween of 2024, you all, this is a recent story, not something from 35 or 40 years ago. Now, according to the victim, he woke up and saw Pastor Carter standing over him and he saw a flash from a camera. According to the victim, Pastor Carter was adjusting his clothing and trying to hide his phone. Later that day, the alleged victim was able to get Pastor Carter's phone and he was able to go through it and he saw images of himself. He contacted officers and then he handed the phone over to officers as evidence. A search warrant was executed on Pastor Carter's home and more pictures and videos of the victim were reportedly discovered in Pastor Carter's phone from the bathroom. The video was consistent with the victim's allegations from the morning of Halloween 2024. Officers also found a fake smoke detector and a hidden camera in the home. Now, allegedly, but y'all can read the court documents and the police reports for y'all self. When officers confronted Pastor Geoffrey Carter about this, Pastor Carter admitted to putting cameras in the bathroom and recording the victim. He also admitted to recording himself standing over the individual while he was sleeping, doing the unthinkable. Now, my question is this for Pastor Carter. What were you gonna do with those videos? Right. Were you gonna put them on Twitter, on OnlyFans? What were you planning to do with that? Because, sir, when I look at your resume and compare that to these allegations, Pastor, something ain't right. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, Pastor Carter is a popular pastor in the South Bend, Indiana area, so I think it's only fitting that we hear a word from Pastor Carter. As a matter of fact, I think it's apropos. All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, in that clip, we heard Pastor Carter talk about power. And it's sad, sir, because the power you preached about is apparently something you don't possess. Where was the power, self-control that you should have utilized in order to help you avoid acting out like this? Allegedly. Pastor Carter, you know what time it is, and so do the people who know you and those who will read this story. So let's not act naive. I don't want to hear the pastor is struggling, oh, he made a mistake. No. When you look up this story and you read it for yourself, you will see this was planned out. He just got caught.
Yeah.
Let me say this. There are some really good men and women in ministry. There are. Yeah. But everyone is not called to be a leader in the Lord's church. So what? You're charismatic. So what? You can hoop. So what? You're a good teacher. You speak well. You have a couple of degrees. That doesn't mean you're called to be a religious leader. Hell, start a podcast, do a TED Talk, come down here on YouTube and be a commentator. We have room, plenty of room. Yes, we do. Though millions have come, there's still room for one. Yes, there's room on YouTube for you.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
This story is wild, but the Bible talks about stuff like this, and you're a pastor, a leader. This is a humongous issue. Let's go over here to 1 Timothy 3. It is a trustworthy statement. If any man aspires to the office of overseer, it is a fine work he desires to do. An overseer then must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, temperate, prudent, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not addicted to wine or pugnacious, but gentle, peaceable, free from the love of money. He must be one who manages his own household well, keeping his children under control with all dignity. But if a man does not know how to manage his own household, how will he take care of the church of God? Let's go over here to Titus 1. For this reason I left you in Crete, that you would set in order what remains and appoint elders in every city as I directed you. Namely, if any man is above reproach, the husband of one wife, having children who believe, not accused of dissipation or rebellion. For the overseer must be above reproach as God's steward, not self-willed, not quick-tempered, not addicted to wine, not pugnacious. Let's go over here to Acts 20:28. Be on guard for yourselves and for all the flock among which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers, to shepherd the church of God, which he purchased with his own blood. Titus 1:10. For there are many rebellious men, empty talkers and deceivers, especially those of the circumcision, who must be silenced because they are upsetting whole families, teaching things they should not teach, for the sake of sordid gain. One of themselves, a prophet of their own, said Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, lazy gluttons. This testimony is true. For this reason, reprove them severely, so that they may be sound in the faith, not paying attention to Jewish myths and commandments of men who turn away from the truth. Pastors and leaders should not have this issue. Leaders in the church should not have or deal with or participate in the same issues that those that are not in leadership participate in. There's a stricter judgment that comes on those type of people. If you are a pastor and you're caught up in anything, you should not be pastoring. If you're dealing with your flesh and all of that stuff, step down. But y'all know the reason why these people don't step down?
Hello, I like money.